What's up, guys? Welcome back. Lydia, Teen Wolf, requested by Parzival. Sorry this took so long, bro. Flat out busy. Crazy amount of drawing. No one should be drawing this much. It's crazy. This is the last one I'll do before my break. So, this is Lydia, the Banshee, a supernatural creature very close to my heart, I must say. The old Banshee. We were told about this when we were kids. Terrifying stuff. The Irish Banshee. You see a comb outside on the ground, she's near. And then you hear screaming in the distance, that's her. And she'd come for you. Especially if there was a funeral or something. And foxes, if you've ever heard a fox cry, like a red fox, we've got loads of foxes in Ireland. And you're never too far from a fox crying in Ireland. So, look, as a kid, you'd hear a fox crying in this, and you're like, oh my God. And your parents would go, oh, it's the Banshee, quick, get in. They're terrifying. Just torturing children, like. Hilarious. Traumatized. So let's draw this. She doesn't look scary, obviously. Landscape page. Pencil, eraser, hit pause if I go too fast. All right, let's try. Big curved line. Very big feminine eyes on her. Huge eyelashes. Like mascara and the whole 9 yards, like everything. Very dark. Okay, now there's obviously like way more lash lines than that, but I can't get them all in. So we'll go down this way. Very round sort of eye shape. Into her tear duct in there. Then there's like eyelashes coming out from here as well. Okay, so big green eyes, so just big circles, big wide eyes. And her pupil just kind of bang in the middle. Do 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 do. Eyelid line kind of there, and then eye comes over that way. Okay, so her eyebrow, sort of above this, heavily sort of formed. And it just goes down around her eyebrow, sort of her brow area there. Okay. So her nose sort of bumps its way down here, and her other big eyes over there, obviously. We'll just get the nose in first, I think. Curves around for the tip of it, and then there's a nostril there. And then the skin of her nostril in there. And then another nostril, wider than that one, obviously, because 3/4 of it is only visible. And then the skin of her nose going around there, and then like the sort of little tip of her nose there. Okay, so her other eye, so like nose in between obviously, but the eye is about eye width, right? So the width of her eye, that'll give you the distance between her tear ducts, right? So like her other eye starts about there, so that's like an eye fits in between both the eyes. Okay, and then another dark eyelash line. Carving, right? Very feminine. The darker and bigger you make eyelashes, the more it's feminized. Okay, you can see even more sort of eyelashes on this side than the other eye. Right, and then this curves down around. You can probably hear my kids fighting in the hall. And this goes up and then down to her tear duct in there. And then she has like a little bit of a bag underneath her eye, kinda. But like if you do bags and wrinkles and stuff, it makes characters look older. Right, big green eye looking over to the left as well on this side. So it just goes down and like touches her bottom eyelid. And then the pupil. In there. Then we have an eyelid line behind her eyelashes. And another eyebrow going this way. The nose here. Do 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 do. Yeah, very big eyes on this one. Okay. Like her eyes compared to the size of her face. Her face is real small. Right, so lips, but like heavily lipsticked lips. So the corners of your mouth usually line up. They like line up with the inside of your eye. Normally like in there, right? So say like sort of in there. And the other one is kind of the same. So like I'll go under the pupil. It's because you're 3/4, right? If she turned her face forward, it might be a bit different, but you don't go too far past the nose when you're in 3/4 pose, you know. And that rhymed. So it's like just right sort of there. Right, and then her lips, right? So it's like a stretched out sort of handle of a bow and arrow is what I always think of. So like it's very stretched out, obviously, but that's where the lips meet. Okay, and then her top lip, it's got that, so that V in the middle, right? That sort of thing that all human lips have. Right, top lip going that way, and then top lip here. And then her bottom lip quite big as well. There might be like a shadow just above. Okay, so very, very large lips, very large eyes, very feminine. And then her chin is quite small as well, like sort of round, I'd say. It's not like square, sort of curvy chin. So that's the rough sort of way to draw. Sorry about the noise now in the background. So what eyebrow there to there is about the same as there to there. Say like her eyebrow to the bottom of her nose. It's about the same as bottom nose to chin, and then bottom nose to the bottom lip is about the same as bottom lip to chin. Say the bottom of her bottom lip because it's so big. There and there is about the same. So her jaw goes that way, cheek goes this way, and then we will just curve stuff this way. Right? Jawline's kind of straight, it's not that curvy, but there. And then her chin, it sort of bumps out a couple of times, right? So it's got like her chin and then her cheek. Right, kind of dips in again. And she's got like a high orbital bone. So it's like the bone underneath your eye socket, right? Here. So it's quite pronounced, right? So it sticks out a bit. Right, so like say you got your brow and then your orbital, which is sticks out a good bit in this one. Okay, it's that sort of bump. Hers sticks out a good bit. Might even go out further than what I've drawn, to be honest with you. So then, like, you can't, the way you do it on, say, a face that's turned, so the way it's like sticking out there, like a little bit of hatching, you know, like it's just a little light hatching line, or you could do a straight line. Some people like to do that as well, but you know, just stuff like that makes it look like there's like an object here basically, and that's her orbital bone. So you can't see her neck because of all this hair. She's all about the hair. So her forehead has this tied up fringe, and then the rest sort of flows down, and she's got a white jacket on. So your forehead and your nose are the same size, right? So nose, eyebrow, bottom of the nose to the eyebrow. That will give you your distance from eyebrow level to forehead. Top of the hairline, you know, so there, and a little V usually in this center area does the job. And then out from there we go like zigzagging, right? because she's got that tied up ribbon section, and then the rest kind of flows down from here. Basically loads of like hair flowing. We can see maybe a bit more of her forehead actually. There. And all this hair starts to go that way. But we do have this actual bit that's tied up actually first. Probably best to get that in first. Go back a bit further actually. Yeah, it goes back a bit further there. Sorry, I'll just erase that. It goes like past her eyebrow here, so. I think at least. And then it's all curly, flowing hair around here. Like real big, like long flowing hair. Like in these twisted, I don't know, it's the way ladies get their hair done. I can't explain. I don't know. Like when my wife's going to a wedding, she gets hair done like this, pretty much. That's all I have no idea. I don't know what it's called or anything. It's like this twisted, it's like wrapped up in itself, blow dried kind of thing. Okay, so best I can do. And then like on this side as well, there's actually same. Let's see, just do the textures that follow that sort of shape. And then I guess there should be some neck muscles in there, although I cannot see any. But she's human, so there has to be neck muscles. And then like a shirt in there. It's like covered with hair, though you can't really make that out, to be honest. And she's got a white jacket now. It's cut off. It's a portrait. So like I'm doing a white page, so I'm gonna have to like make up what her jacket looks like here. It's kind of like draped over her shoulders, I think. And she's got like an open section there. Goes back down that way. So it's like, you know the way they wear jackets and they don't put their hands in the sleeves? So that's what's going on here. So it kind of looks like it's hanging on her shoulders, because it is. There's like a zipper there. Buttons. And then there's like metal studs. So like a couple of them. One sitting off here. And do another one here. Okay. Lydia, Teen Wolf, thank you for the support on Patreon. Parzival, I am now going on my holiday. Thank God. Okay. See you next one.